Mr. Kawahara.
Yes.
How did it come to be that you selected? Is it Thich
Nhat Hanh.
Thich Nhat Hanh.
Yeah.
How did it come to be that you selected him as a character for your next production?
I'm a student of Buddhism, and I've been studying, some kind of Buddhism, mostly Zen, last 5-6 years. And then I came across Thich Nhat Hanh, who is a Vietnamese monk. And his focus in his Buddhism it's called engaged Buddhism, which his teachings and Buddhism in general is specifically applied to everyday life, and also since he was from Vietnam, specifically connected with the peace movement, and since I'm from Hiroshima, Japan, and that's one of my theme as far as I'm creating a show, which is peace, movement, peace building. So it was a natural marriage, Buddhism and the peace engagement, and more I study about his teachings. He has written hundreds of books, and maybe 40-some books are translated into English. And so as I read more and more, I realize, okay, more people has to know about his existence, and so I decided to have a show about his life.
He's had such an extensive writings and teachings, and how did you surmise a message from him, and what is your intended audience? Is it children or adults or both?
For this show, mostly family, but not young children, maybe junior high and above. And also I'm targeting this show for both people who has never heard of Thich Nhat Hanh's name, as well as people who has been studying his teachings as well. So that's why I focused on mostly his earlier life, when he was growing up in Vietnam, and how he established, how he came to certain Buddhism. That's what we call as an engaged Buddhism now.
I guess you compare him to Martin Luther King in that the incredible opposition, not only from the Republic but also from the communists. So he was sort of this trying to be a bridge between two groups that I don't want to get out of context by saying that they weren't ready for him or didn't want it, but how did you present this conflict, or how do you see it in his role in trying to build a peace movement?
In his message, and also Martin Luther King Jr., which is non-violent. That's the only way, because even to this day, the United States, which is supposedly one of the most powerful nations, but to solve conflict seems to me attacking somebody else is still the way, and Thich Nhat Hanh, even from those days, his stance was just, no, that's not gonna help. And even in his situation in Vietnam, he didn't take neither north or south side, because it's not the people who are the enemy. It's the ideology and the hate and separating ourselves from others. When you look at Vietnam, south or north, they are one people, brothers and sisters. So that's why he couldn't take neither side, and that he remained just loving people and just helping people in Vietnam. And unfortunately, because of that specific stance, he was kicked out from both South and North Vietnam. So he was only allowed to go home around 2005, and he was exiled for like 40 years.
Is he there now, or is he still in the United States?
Now his home is in France.
France.
And there's a place called Plum Village, which is a retreat center. So anybody's welcome. They used to accept so-called boat people, Vietnamese. Some of them became monk, or some of them just stayed. And also anybody.
Did you have a chance to meet him?
Yes, I was at one of the monastery, and he has two monasteries in this country. One is called Deer Park. It's in Escondido, and then the other one is called Blue Cliff in New York. And he comes to United States every 2 years because of those monasteries. So I happened to be, I wrote the grant, so I was at the Deer Park. So I met with among like 900 others, and there's participants, and so he was there, and also some of his followers and nuns and monks. So
Did he have a chance, or I guess when you put together the storyline, did you get input from him, or
no? Well, he's a busy guy.
Yeah.
He's like here, and I didn't even have a chance to talk to him about the show, but I guess I was under his presence, and I guess that's as close as I can get.
With the Vietnamese culture, with and the music or the art, or what preparation or research or background do you have in that, and did you take consultation for our participants from the community?
I'm not gonna pretend that I'm the expert on Vietnamese culture. Most of my informations are from Thich Nhat Hanh, Thai's writings, and also his right hand person. Her name is Sister Chang Kang, and then among other readings I have done. So I just gathered information from that, and then even the music. We do take some of the Vietnamese influence, but we took liberty in any art form. We change things, and then there is a certain flavor of Vietnam, but I don't think the show would be like Vietnam.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's about him more than that.
Yeah.
But that's